Get in there. Welcome to the Top 4 podcast, the final one of the Premier League season. It's finally over. And I'm joined by Oscar, a Chelsea fan.
What's good, guys? The worst Premier League season of the last 10 years for me? Like, absolutely disgraceful. Shocking season for me. I'm so glad it's over. I can't wait to do these reviews and cuss who needs to be cussed and celebrate who needs to be celebrated. We got a good show, man. We got a fun show planned for you. Bank holiday special. What are you saying?
Bank holiday special. I'm joined by AD, a Liverpool fan.
Absolutely horrific season. Can't wait for it to be over.
It's almost there. It's almost there. We've got a few people waiting in the wing, and when they join us, they will join us.
Hey, we got a new start time, but some people have clocked in. They clocked in.
Big up everyone, man. Big up you guys.
Big up the man there. Poch's here. Runners up elect. David, he says big up top 4. Endo says he's not that big, bro. I'm telling man, bro. Huh? What's that?
He's not that big, bro. I'm telling him.
Does anyone know that's in reference to? Endo, you might need to clarify that one. He also says, are we starting early because the man them are going to be at the Beyonce concert?
Imagine. Are you joking me? Me at the Beyonce, you must be buzzing. No, we are starting early because of logistics. I got to be somewhere way before 8 o'clock. So, yeah, it's going to be a bit tough to do the pod. And we wasn't too sure whether Oscar could make it and everyone else could make it. And so we thought...
Yeah, we've been busy, guys. It's a bank holiday. Everyone's busy. Everyone's doing things. So we have to fit this in before we have, evenings elsewhere. So
Oscar's fresh out of Sardinia, mate. This guy was watching Serie B, bro.
I literally just came back from holiday today. So it's not easy. What is going on with Robin's
screen? Not easy. Was it green?
Yeah, I don't know what my man's on. He's on
the work services.
Yo, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, no, my computer out of the blue just decided to restart itself. I was like, nah, you can't do that on live stream. So I'm trying to figure this out. Give me a moment. I'm here.
Pete, do you know who else needs to restart? It's Mr. Davidson in there.
Oh, there he is.
There
he is.
But
there he is.
While I'm still here and I'm trying to figure this out, Peter,
yo,
David, I got one song for you.
What?
On se bute à la peau, c'est la Champions League. 7-5, c'est la Champions League. 9-1, c'est la Champions League. 9-2, c'est la Champions League. 9-3, c'est la Champions League. 9-4, c'est la Champions League. 9-5, c'est la Champions League.
Ah, that is a... Hey, you something like that.
It sounds like the French squad. You know, the guy that done the French team.
Right, I'll be right back.
Some French rapper from like a couple of years ago. I think that's like came out maybe 2017, 18 Champions League song. It's a banger still. It's an absolute banger.
Champions League.
A couple more comments. Good evening to the greatest footballing podcast to air. When a round of applause needs to be given to every member of the podcast, regular or otherwise, need to clap for their consistency. We could have been inconsistent this week. We could have had a week off because logistically it wasn't really working for us. We moved the time, and we're there. Murad says, for the efforts, commitments, entertainment, most of all, the productive conversations and debates about football from those who represent us. Man, you're a legend, bro. You're a legend
for that, man. I appreciate that. We appreciate that.
I don't know what's happening here on in the comments. Taha and Endo are going back and forth about something I don't really understand. Man's talking about slide tackles on concrete. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, you got to calm down, man. It's a lovely sunny day. It's a bank holiday.
Ride out on that, brother. I don't know what.
Yo, what is going on here?
What? He said he's beefing something. Brother, I don't know who you're beefing. I don't know what's going on there. Don't use me to amp you up. You need to go get
Oscar, I think it's fair to start this section off. Being as you are a Chelsea fan, the breaking news today was that Pochettino has confirmed as Chelsea manager.
Pochettino.
Literally the day after the Premier League is finished, and he's already signed, and Chelsea have already got their getting down to business. Just your initial first thoughts, really, on the appointment. How you feeling for what he's got to do?
I would say it's hard to have first thoughts because we knew that Poch was coming for a while now. He's been the favourite ever since we've had like all the Nagelsmann and Enrique talk disappeared. Poch was the guy for a couple of weeks. Now, I think I said it on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. When Poch was linked to Manchester United, I wasn't very scared. I was like, yo, if you don't get him, you get him. Well done. He's a good manager, but he's not yet a great manager for me. So I don't feel like he is the one that takes a team to the zenith, you know what I mean? To the top. Can he get us back, to a respectable position? 100%. He can get us back in the Champions League. He can get us a team with a solid foundation and hopefully a team that knows how to defend. I think, he's had seasons at Tottenham where they defended pretty solid and then he had the attackers to go and win in games. So I'm excited for what's to come. I haven't watched Poch ball in a while. So I'm not sure what formation we're going to get. I'm not sure what style we're going to get, but I'm just glad we've got a serious guy that can be a little bit respected and can be, and has a footballing vision and identity. This season, I watched my team get ran through so many times under Potter and under Lampard. So hopefully with a manager like Poch, we will find some stability and get back to a Champions League level side at the very minimum.
Yeah, what do you guys think on the appointment? Good or bad for Chelsea?
We'll see in it. I ain't got my thoughts on it. Like, first of all, they need to trim down that squad, and second of all, I think they need to sign a striker. I think out of all the number two of the teams that need a striker, Chelsea. I mean, maybe from Man United, maybe looking for one as well, and Arsenal. But Chelsea, definitely need a striker, both.
You don't think that maybe Lukaku under Poch might work? You're not buying it?
Is he coming back?
Well, he's on loan.
Does he want to stay?
I don't think Inter can afford him.
Does he want to stay?
Yeah, I think as much, if it was up to me, I think Lukaku is a good enough striker to do something, especially in fact we don't have a striker. We're probably going to pay big money for one if we don't use Lukaku. I would, but I think what Robin said is true. I think he doesn't want to come back to Chelsea. Inter would prefer to keep him. Chelsea would prefer to get rid of him. It doesn't feel like it's going to happen. I'll be honest. If it did, I'd accept it, but I don't think we're going to use Lukaku. I think Poch has the opportunity now to clear out so many players because, bro, they did a lap of honor at this Chelsea game, and I'm seeing so many people waving to the crowd like they're leaving. I'm thinking, bro, half of this squad needs to go. So he's got a clear out job on his hands before he can think about incomings. But as we all know, Chelsea needs to learn how to put the ball in the back of the net. So,
and I was going to allude to that because if we look at the game on Thursday, in the first half, you had a lot of clear-cut chances to put the ball in our net.
I attended today because I was under the impression we wouldn't be talking about Thursday.
Peter muted Steel.
No, I'm just like, hey, look, what? I'm not here to talk about any fixtures as far as I'm concerned.
No, but I was saying, I was going to say,
I'm being asked about Pochettino. Why are we talking about Thursday?
No, the reason I'm bringing that up is because that just alluded how much you need a striker. And I was thinking, hold on, you've already signed one coming anyway from Germany. So is he the one that, to step up?
Nkunku's not an out-and-out 9. Like, he's not a striker. You know what I mean? It's similar to like when we signed Havertz and people are like, oh yeah, he's not a striker. He's not a striker. So
I'm surprised because I thought Nkunku plays a centre forward for Leipzig. I don't know why.
He's a fluidy movie. Like there was a period of time when Havertz was playing the centre forward. We've seen Joao Felix play the centre forward. Like they're movers and shakers, bro. I want a 9. I've just seen 30 goals in the league.
I hear you.
2 9s have hit 30 goals in the league. Don't give me this fluidity stuff. Don't.
For sure.
Don't.
For sure. No. What I mean is, I thought he was a 9. I didn't know he was not a 9. It was all of a sudden like, oh yeah, no, he's not a centre forward, and I'm like, wait, what? I've only ever watched him play centre forward, and I thought he was a centre forward. Anyway, but yeah, Pochettino will be at the helm. He'll be back being featured regularly on the Top 4 podcast as he will be the Chelsea manager. Guys,
is Todd Bowley on a yellow card?
Say that again.
Is Todd Bowley on a yellow card?
Let's hear about this. Why?
All right, he's had the stink of a start. He's had a
stinker. He's had
a start of any ownership that's taken over. This has been a howler.
This has been the worst start to a top club ownership I think ever.
Wow. Ever. Worse than when it was Hicks and Gillette, AD. Like when you had your guy come in what 2010 or whatever it was.
He's up there. Won't lie. The Gillettes and Hicks are up there. But for season, mate, flipping heck, blood.
Bro,
Like
Yeah.
from off the pitch, on the
Chelsea
pitch.
finished 12th. Bottom half of the
Mate.
table.
Go from third
Everything
to
was
12.
bad.
Forget new owners. I don't think any team has gone from third to 12. Like, when has that happened?
That is madness. That's madness.
And it's not like we lost players and therefore we regressed. We spent 600 million.
Although
signed a bag of new talent.
you make a very good point, but let me tell you something, guys. We know a team that went from 8th to 19th, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is Leicester, 8th to 18th rather. That is Leicester City, people. They are relegated from the Premier League. Leicester City have gone down. Leeds United have gone down on the final day.
Good
Everton
riddance.
survived, and Everton survived.
Good riddance.
And of course, Southampton, as we know, they've gone down.
Nah, Leicester should have gone down, mate. They sleepwalked to relegation, bruv.
Honestly, I think when you talk about somebody sleepwalking, this is the definition of it. Because even when I look at the table and I look at the games they've won or the goal difference and everything else, like Leicester shouldn't be in this conversation, and yet somehow they're here because of just incompetent management of the football club. It just doesn't make any sense. They really should be. Like Leicester fans must be thinking, "Oh my God!" There was one woman in the crowd bawling her eyes out because I think she couldn't believe, like most of us, she couldn't believe Leicester are relegated this season. What's your lot's take on Leicester? Let's talk Leicester very quickly. What's your lot's take on the fact that they've gone down?
I can't think of anything more just like mismanagement. Like, how can you have that squad and get relegated in this league? This league is so bad. Like, there's no excuse. And I think Brendan Rodgers, he's the most culpable for this. He left them in a situation that was almost impossible. But some of those players need to take a long, hard look at themselves. Like, I can't. All of the players that we know to be good from that Leicester squad, I think Maddison's the only one that seemed like he turned up this season. The rest of them, I can't hear you, bro.
Say that again.
Adrian.
He's broken up there. I'd say Harvey Barnes got like 12 Premier League goals I think this season. Like, I'd argue that he's arrived.
Okay.
Like, for their level,
Barnes arrived definitely, but do you think he was good this season?
No, he wasn't what he normally is. But I don't know, Oscar, man. I don't know, man. If you've got was it 13 Premier League goals, and I think I can't remember the assists he got, but like, all right, maybe that was down. I don't know how much football he even played in comparison to, say, your Maddisons of this world and whatnot. But I don't think he was bad. Like, again, a lot went wrong when what's my man's name? The goalkeeper walked out the door, and we said on the start of the season, what the hell is going on there? Because we were all.
Why did everybody think Kasper Schmeichel was like the key to success?
It wasn't.
It's just the manner. It's just the manner of how they left, isn't it? Of how he left.
For all of us, we're sort of like, let's not ignore that. Let's pay attention to that at some point. Like, don't just think he just walks away after 10 years of being at Leicester. He's the captain and he's gone on a free to Nice. Like, what's gone on?
What do you think's happening? You think he looked and said, "Oh, this side is a mess. They're going down."
No, what it showed me is that the things are not straight at the club. That's what it showed me. It's not like Kasper left for some big thing. You know what I mean? It's not like he left for like even a decent European side in European leagues, like, a team that plays in the Europa League, at least, or Europe of some description. And he's, like I said, he made his home at Leicester. Like, Leicester's his club, and he won the Premier League with them. He's won the FA Cup with them. Like, he didn't really have to necessarily go. And all I'm saying is, not every shirt was ironed over there. Not that there was something wrong. Not that there's something like we need to. Oh my God, Leicester are in big trouble. No, because even relegation is it's just a farce before my imagination here.
It's a farce, mate. From 8th to relegation, blood. That's a joke.
In fairness, last year with the 8th place, though, I tell you what was sketchy about the 8th place. Do you remember when Leicester were teetering in the teens of the table, like the 13th and 14th? They were there for ages, and I think they put like a run of like 3 or 4 wins together and finished 8th on the last day. Like, they were kind of like. They were like, do you know what I mean? They weren't convincing last year to finish 8th. I'd say that.
Hey, do you know how many points Everton got last year?
No, how many points?
39, and they stayed up with 36, blood.
This
Everton
year.
should have been. It should have been Everton going down.
It should
Not
have been
Leicester,
Everton,
blood.
man. It should have been gone. But you know what I think as well, though? I don't know what you lot are thinking, but I think everyone's taking for granted the fact that the new promoted clubs all survived. Like, I think that everyone expected them, one of them, at least 2 or 3 to go down.
Oh,
And
for
then
sure.
that way, these points, like, they may or may not matter. I mean, the point scale, don't get me wrong, it's very low this season. It's very low this year. But, like,
Shocking, blood.
the fact that you could survive the Premier League with 35 points this season, it kind of shows you, tells you
No, but
everything, really.
you see them relegation thing, yeah. You know when you're always teetering.
Yeah.
That Everton should have been the one going down, bruv.
It should have been Everton.
It should have been Everton. Leicester, how they managed to, mate. You lot are jokers, man.
No, it should have been Everton, man. I can't believe it. I can't believe they
They
survived.
got away with one.
My
They've got
stance
away
has
with
always been this season that 12 below 12, you all crap and you should all go down because none of them deserve this. As much as they are a team that's won in the last 10 years, they were, let's just be real, they were crap this season. They shot themselves in the foot. And the fact that they've not looked at themselves as players, as Oscar says, and the mass management has just caused them to go down. So I don't have much sympathy for them at all. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I think at the end of it all, like, nobody was watching Leicester, like, game to game. We weren't really paying attention to those. Like, we knew more about Everton and Leeds, what was going on with them, Forest even, than we did about Leicester. And I think Leicester just had games where probably they just drew, like, left, right. I mean, they lost, I don't know, how many games did they lost? 22 games this season, something stupid like that. And you just think, how does Leicester lose 22 games in a Premier League season? Like, obviously you should not be here. But yeah, for me, they just kind of slid into this bottom 3. They slid into this relegation battle, because I think Brendan Rodgers, was he in the relegation, like, battle when he was sacked? I can't remember. Like, I barely even remember it.
It was close.
Was he close? And it's just, the vibe was so weird.
Hey, get stepping, bruv. Bye.
I think he got sacked after. I think there was an international break, and then he got sacked the game after. But guys, you know what? As surprising as the Leicester thing is, don't get me wrong, it is shocking that they actually went down. When we look at it in totality, it totally makes sense. Like that for me, because we said it at the time, that Kasper Schmeichel departure, it was sketchy from the off. It didn't make no sense. He's a club legend, club captain, over 10 years of service. He goes out with not so much as a buy, not so much as a thank you, Kasper. That's one. Secondly, let's not forget that farcical, diabolical transfer window when they only signed one player all window. That was that centre half with that poor David Luiz imitation phase or whatever his name is. If he played for Liverpool, he'd be their 3rd highest scoring midfielder. That shows you the impact that he made, because he scored 2 goals for us playing for Leicester. And so I don't know, when we look at the Leicester thing, for me it is shocking, because I think, and I always thought that they had enough quality to stave off relegation. But when we sit down and deep it, hang on a minute, the writing was on the wall for a long time. That side was mismanaged, and do you know what? I don't want to be sad about it, but probably since the passing of their first chairman in a helicopter crash, it's probably been sort of go downhill since then, if we're being honest. Because him and Kasper Schmeichel were really, really close, and the way they treated Kasper Schmeichel, go on.
No, I was gonna say, didn't they win an FA Cup since that?
That's what I thought they won the FA Cup. Was it last year?
Like, I'm not downplaying what you're saying. I think there's definitely something to do with that, and maybe Kasper Schmeichel leaving, and maybe the morale around the club. But I just don't think it's an excuse for what's going on the pitch.
But like, of course.
There's loads of things. Poor recruitment, definitely. But
no, there's a few things I think people need to remember, and there are some essentials that you must have at a football club that will keep you afloat and keep you going. And when I look at Leicester's like squad, not one of them I look at and I think, who's the leader in this team? Like, you'd think Evans, purely on the experience, what he's done in football and whatnot. Like, you'd just think off the bat. I don't think he played many games this season, to be fair. But like, I look at it and I see people like Tielemans with the armband. I'm seeing all these random people with the armband, and I'm like, I can't put my life on the line for you. Jamie Vardy, funny enough, it's like he's old enough and experienced enough, but he's still here like he's 25. He's here to have a good time and score as many goals as he can. He's not necessarily dragging the team together and saying, "Look, guys, we've got to stay up in this league." No one's grabbing like the bull by the horns type thing. And it's, I don't know, man. Like I just looked at them and I just thought they look managerless. And there's no disrespect to even Dean Smith, and no disrespect to Brendan Rodgers to a degree, but something went awry. Something went awry between Rodgers and whoever in the background, and it's seeping through the side. It's seeped through, so it's weird, man. I don't know. It's extremely weird. Let's move on to Leeds United, who also went down, which some of you are very delighted about. Me, I'm gutted about. Leeds. They went down with a whimper.
Garbage, bro.
They went down with a whimper. Can you believe this, right? A couple of things. Robin, if you're speaking, you're on mute. A couple of things, right?
Garbage team, garbage fans. So happy that they're gone. They can march on down to the championship. Annoying team. They think that they've got everything. I am still laughing to this day of the fan that was on the StreamYard on the All Leeds TV when they got smacked 6-1 and he was just screaming left, right, and centre. And he couldn't handle it. Goodbye. I'm happy.
Could not handle it. I mean, look, Leeds have gone down with a
They
whimper.
suck, Peter.
They went
They
down
suck.
with a whimper. 4-1 against Spurs. They hadn't won the last 9 games. And when you hear that as a run in the relegation battle, where they had a Jesse Marsh, they had a Javi Gracia, then they have a big Sam Allardyce. How on earth have you not won? Not one game in 9.
Sam Allardyce didn't win any game. They're terrible.
They're a terrible side.
I'll tell you what's funny though, is the fact that they were not in the relegation zone when they appointed Sam. So like it's just you just think, that is it's just funny. There's so much to go in. Don't you remember Javi Gracia got sacked after Palace gave them the beating of a lifetime?
That was a bizarre appointment anyway.
Javi Gracia, yeah.
If I'm wrong, I don't even think he's done too badly.
Well, yeah, as in he did get pumped a few times.
He got pumped.
Held a beating. Do you know in the last 2 seasons, no team in Europe's top 5 leagues has conceded more goals than Leeds? They just shit. Yeah, that means Melier is statistically the worst keeper in Europe's top 5.
Poor guy.
I mean, you didn't need statistics to tell us that, but hey.
Yeah, I know. Really I like how he's left out people like, you know what I'm saying, Cooper. You know what I'm saying?
No. But according to certain people, when defenses keep clean sheets, the goalkeeper has to get the credit. That's what certain man have been telling me. So when they don't keep clean sheets, I can tell you that the goalkeeper is the reason.
I see. Wow. But yeah, sadly they've gone down with the absolute whimper.
Shout out to Chelsea.
They gave Lucas Moura a goodbye gift as well.
I mean, come on. I mean, yeah, Spurs, decide to the one game they want to decide to actually show up.
Let's be real. Last week on the podcast, I did tell you Spurs were going to beat Leeds, and you lot were like, "No."
And the thing is, you're probably the only one in the country that said that.
Because guys, Leeds are bad. Leeds are, but they're still bad.
The thing is, they like most teams in the relegation battle, in it, like we were all predicting, I think, all the home teams to win in that relegation battle. Yeah. So like it's and then Spurs
that's not even true. You lot told me West Ham were going to do something to Leicester too. You lot told me this. Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
I thought they'll be at the beach because they got a final to look at.
Because I was saying that Leicester could nick something and then Everton could like draw. That was my prediction. But Everton won, Leicester won, and then Leeds obviously capitulated. I don't know who thought Tottenham was losing that game.
Yeah, I thought they were. I mean, did you see their home game, their last game at home this season? I never thought they were going to have the desire and passion to go away from home and win 4-1. Like, you know what I mean? I've not seen them do that all season.
But that's Tottenham, though. They're a good side when it means nothing. Harry Kane's got 30 goals when they will mean nothing. That's the story.
Peter, I'm ready to cash in on him. I'm ready to cash in on him. This season, I said, you know what? I'm ready.
He's arrived. He's arrived.
You know what? I could do it.
Do you not think, anyone?
Because I said this season to him was so unfair that Erling Haaland has arrived and he's been scoring 30 goals in this shower of crap of a team. I have to hold my hands up and say, you know what? Fair enough.
Bro,
He's got
the guy has always been levels. He just has no ambition, bruv.
That's the thing. That's what we rinse him for. That's what these big contracts that he was signing, these bumper contracts,
Bruv,
killing him away from
bruv.
clubs.
Saying you want to be a Tottenham legend with no trophies. Look at this guy, bro.
I think he's going to make his bed in terms of signing a new deal at Spurs, and that's that. I think that's the end of that.
And that's the thing. I agree with you. I generally do. I think no one, because I don't think Levy's going to sell him for cheap, and no one's going to pay the price it is. And number two, what is he else going to do?
The thing is, though, he could walk out on a free next year, isn't it? I think the contract ends next season, at the end of next season.
It does.
So he could walk out on a free, and so Levy will be stressing there. He might sell him cheaper than what we think. He might be. United could pay 100 million and it will be done, whereas they were haggling with City for the 150. So it's a sticky one, man. It's a sticky one indeed.
Well, Kane, you know what he needs to do? Just go to Daniel Levy, mate. I'm not signing a new deal.
Yeah,
the ball's in your court now. If you want to keep me the year, I come. I'm leaving on a free.
Yeah,
straight, nothing long, bruv.
Yeah, he has to make that very clear and do not sign a new deal. Because now the ball is definitely it's not because the ball's in Kane's court and he's kind of passed it to him, say, what's your move? Either I leave on a free and I get that big bumper, or what's it called? I'm signing for another football club. So Levy's got time to. He's going to wobble this summer, I think. So yeah, those are your three relegated teams: Leicester City, Leeds United, and Southampton.
Quick question before we move on. Murad says, speaking about Maddison in particular, it will be hard for them to keep Maddison at this point. At the age of 26, it's in his best interest to seek a move that plays in Europe on the second or third day of the week. I don't know.
There's going to be
like that. Where does Madders go? Because I think we can all agree he's going. And then
he has choices. He has plenty of choices.
That's true, but where?
Arsenal.
I think he goes to Newcastle United. I think Newcastle will pull the trigger on that because I think they tried to, didn't they, before? And they were quoting 40, 50, and 60 million. Yeah. Now they can get in for 25 million. Leicester are gonna have to bite your hand. They're gonna get raided in the summer. It's gonna be a raid.
To be fair, they're never gonna sell. Some people, Tielemans has gone for free. I think Sionchi's gone for free as well.
They've got a few free on the way out.
Bro, Arsenal, I need you there, bruv. What are you waiting for?
I would definitely like Maddison for sure. Listen, I don't think there's no club that wouldn't take him. When you think,
I don't think Arsenal should take him.
No, not thing. Tielemans, man.
Tielemans?
Do you know what? Tielemans is worrying me, David. He's worried me the last 2 years.
We get him on the
It's not 2019.
Hear me out.
No,
he's not the main thing. He's not the main thing, bro. Caicedo and Rice, yeah? And Tielemans is not free. Midfield sorted, bro.
Hey, Oscar, that's the meal I'm trying to cook up.
You know what?
Caicedo and Rice is all I want to know.
You have the facilities for that meal.
Listen, we've got the silverware. We've got the silverware. The cookware. The cookware for it, bro.
Why does that sound like that? Why does that meal sound so banging? I don't know.
It sounds banging. I swear to you. You know it does. Caicedo and Rice. That's a dish.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we have the capacity. I don't know if we have the capacity, bro, for them two deals.
I said you don't have the capacity. I'm telling you.
Listen, 200 million, brother. It's there. Bang, slap that.
When have you ever seen Arsenal go bold and make two marquee signings in one summer? Caicedo just signed a new deal, so that fee is crazy. We know Declan Rice and how much he commands and why he's never been allowed to leave West Ham. So that fee is also crazy. So I'm supposed to believe that Arsenal are going to go in the window now and sign two big players. And you need more than that. Those aren't the only signings you're going to make. So
I genuinely think players will be leaving the door as well. But at the same time, I think the money that will be recouped all in all, I think. And when you say when have I ever seen Arsenal do this, it's the first time that they know that they're heading into a new Premier League season as a title contender to fight for that title. They're not. It's not like before. You've never seen Arsenal not be you've never seen Arsenal go into a window thinking this. If we get it right, we might fight for the league. That's never happened before. Whereas now it's here. It's live and direct. We're not here to slack around. So if you wanna think, if you've got 200 million, let's say we got 150 million in the window, right? And we sell a couple of our players and we make it to like 200 million, maybe 220 million, right? Then you knock on West Ham and you knock on Brighton, you say it's time Just give us the keys. It's time. They want to leave.
Brighton will fleece you for everything you've got.
What's a fleece? Give me a figure of what a fleece is
90
at the minimum.
90.
See, I'd say I don't think it'll be that high. I don't think it'll be that high this year. I think it'll be between 60 and 70 million quid. I think Brighton will say, you know what, fair enough. They probably bought him for about 7 million quid, if that.
They did.
And then they're going to get 10 times the amount.
In January, they could have sold him for that much in January.
No, but January was difficult. How did they replace it?
Yeah.
But they've got the summer.
But he signed a new deal. That's where it's sticky for me. He signed a new deal. If it was like they rejected a bid in January and now we're going in the summer to see if he's changed his tune. But he signed a new deal. That means they have leverage to say, look, he's here.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I get your point. I get your point. Let's say Declan Rice is in the 100 million category, 110, 20 million.
Yeah,
Plus the Caicedo money. I think 200 million will do it. Honestly, I think it will do it. And you're right. You might think, well, actually, Arsenal need more than two players. I understand you, but I think we need. Well, I think what's glaringly obvious is that our central midfield positions need to be fulfilled. And Maddison is one of those where, like, he could take, like, if we're buying him so that when Odegaard, if he goes down or if he's tired, then you bring him in for Odegaard, that I can understand. I don't think he makes the first 11. We have to buy players that make the first 11.
Because you got Vieira and Throw.
Sure, but again, like if Arsenal are going to go, that's why I don't look at Maddison. That's why I'm not even looking in that direction or looking at Tielemans. You have to buy a player where you say, "I'm so sorry, Xhaka, we love you, Partey, we love you, whatever," but you have to be replaced because this guy's now coming to the fold. You understand what I mean?
But
so that's how we have to move.
Is that also a thing? Is replacing Partey part of the remit? Because let's not sit here and pretend. I know everyone's flipped on him lately. Partey's been excellent this season.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more to come with the Partey situation. There's a part of me that feels that Arsenal have been preparing to replace the pair all season. I think they've all. Let's say there wasn't one pending. Like, I genuinely think that Arsenal were looking at, because our problem this season. I don't know how we even got into Arsenal, but what our problem is this season is we leaked goals. Yeah. So how do we stop leaking goals? We leaked goals all season. I'm not saying it's the fault of Partey or the fault of whatever centre back, goalkeeper. They all have a part to play. Defensively as a unit, we do not know how to defend, right? So we need to buy players that are good and solid in defending. And Caicedo, my God, like, he is very good at defending. He's very good at stopping the rut. He's very good at that. Declan Rice can play from deep and play the football. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like, if you add those two additions into that Arsenal side, I don't think we'll be looking at the champions being in sky blue. I think it would be elsewhere. Those are top quality players. So anyway, the Maddison thing, Harvey Barnes, I think, the likes of Spurs or whoever, people should be rinsing Harvey Barnes. Like, they should be going for that kind of player. Tielemans, yes, I think, because it's a free transfer, as David says. Like, Tielemans is going to be an option for somebody. Like, it'd be mad not to be. And I'm trying to think, like, maybe it's where it starts to get a bit thin, Iheanacho, I don't know. I think Vardy will stay with Leicester and bring them back up, if I'm honest. I think he'll stay there.
I actually feel like if they stayed up, he probably would have left, I feel, because I don't really see what he offers them at this level. Yeah, like,
Fair enough. Okay. Oscar, where should we move to? We've talked about the bottom three. We can briefly just touch on the fact that Aston Villa secured the Europa League conference place in 7th place. Brighton have secured Europa League football. I know.
Can we just
Liverpool?
We need to go back.
Go back.
Raw. Is that how low you went off?
We need to go back.
What do you mean low? This is Adrian. This is how Peter gets away with his foolishness.
I did not forget.
Listen.
No. You listen. He says things on this podcast. Yeah.
Oh.
They are found out to be incorrect.
Yeah.
And he somehow snivels his way out of the correction.
Yossi Benayoun.
Brother.
What's happening?
I'll just say this, yeah. Villa making Europe is not a howler for me. Like,
Yes, it is.
It's not a howler, though.
Yes,
Like,
it is.
guys, all of you, man. wait there. All of you
I'm not
man know that.
involved. I'm not involved.
All of you man know this. No one predicted Villa to make Europe.
That's
None of
not
you
the
did.
point.
I'm not
It is the
involved.
point. It is the
That's not
point.
the
It's
point.
expectations.
It's not the point.
I'm talking about
You
Villa
said-
based on expectations.
You said they shouldn't sack Steven Gerrard because what do you expect? You said that what Steven
Sure,
Gerrard
I
is
did.
giving them is what is the most you can expect from a squad of that level. And we told you, no, that's not the case. And you specifically said, what, do you expect this team to get into Europe? And we're like,
And we
that
said,
should be their aim.
Okay.
That should be their aim. They're not relegation fodder.
Right,
They're not a team
stinker.
that's going to be in the bottom, like from 12
thing is,
down. So
let-
any team
let's
that's
have it
on the
right.
table,
Yeah,
will be
Alright.
in the
No, listen.
And
Let's have
they
it right.
did it.
Let's have it right, Oscar.
There's nothing
Oscar,
right. There's nothing right.
No,
to
but
have.
no. Let's.
Right,
Well, let me
made it
get
right.
there. Let me get there. I'm seeing a Chelsea side that's sitting 12th in the league. Spurs are 8th in the league.
Hear it.
The prediction that I do not expect. And obviously, and listen, credit to Villa because they recruited a manager who's obviously top level. And at the end of the day, like I did not expect Villa to ever be in Europe because of the fact that it's I look at their squad, I don't think it's good enough to be in Europe. Yes, they're in Europe right now, but look at the rest of the sides they've beaten this year who've had stinkers.
Peter,
Right, guys,
can
I
knock
got
on
a
your door?
question.
Can I knock on your door? Hi, open the door. It's the Premier League. Welcome.
Hello,
Welcome to
I'll
the league.
tie it in.
Welcome.
I got a question. I got questions. Are we counting conference as Europe, bruv?
Yes,
Of course
yes,
it is.
yes,
You-
yes,
bro,
yes, yes.
thing, guys.
If you get a flight, if you have to get on the plane, yes, you're in Europe.
West Ham are in Prague.
They're in Prague right now.
Guys, big man. Me, Europa League, fine. Europa League, cool. Europa Conference, listen,
Yeah,
I've
it's
been,
free.
I've been working
Europe
conference.
is
I've worked at
Europe.
conference game. It's not the thing, guys.
Look,
Good man.
this is it. All of the think about this, yeah. Every single team in the English Football League below Aston Villa, they play domestic games only. These
Yeah,
guys are traveling overseas to
Yeah,
represent.
listen,
England
it's
in their
incredible. What they
competition. It's
they've-
a big
they've done-
deal, man.
credit to Unai Emery
The
because
whole point of
he's
Conference
turned
League
it
is for
around.
the teams. The whole point of Conference League is for the teams that are not like elite, the level, to get a taste of Europe. They're out there doing their thing. And guess what?
I
If they
know.
win, they go to Europa League.
I
I
know,
will
which
for it.
is
The
which
thing
you're
is,
making my point. You're making my point. You
How?
put
It's
the
still
little
Europe.
teams that can't make it to the Europe or Champions League. Let's give them this little thing here. And then
Well,
to
hey,
win
listen,
that,
it's a farce of a competition. Let's have it right. It's a friggin'
that's what I'm
farce.
saying.
That is a conference league. That there is a Europa League. There shouldn't be a Europa League either. But here we are. Like this is, at the end of the day, like I would never ever listen. I don't want to see the Europa song ever again heard at the Emirates. Ever. I don't care what. I don't care what version it is. I don't want to hear that
the
again.
deadest thing ever, man.
Credit to Aston Villa, man. Fantastic job. They secured it above Spurs. Spurs are not playing in Europe next season. And Brighton obviously P6, sixth position.
P6,
P6,
it's not
bro,
F1,
this guy.
guys.
I like for real. And then Liverpool. Do you know what? It only hit me yesterday. Like, Liverpool are playing Europa League, like legit Europa League. You know?
Stinker. You
Liverpool.
are the stinker.
That's
Stinker.
a stinker. Yeah, it is a stinker. And as well, and you know what's a stinker, bro? How's Man United finished above Newcastle? How's that happened? With everything that's gone on with these two teams.
Do you want to know?
Hey,
Do you know?
do Newcastle have to qualify now?
No. Top four.
Oh,
Top
it's
four.
In the
straight.
group stage. In the group
Yeah,
stage.
in the group stage.
Okay, calm.
In the group stage. So credit to Man United finishing third, above Newcastle United. Oscar, should we get onto our?
Peter,
Yes, mate.
I just want to just go through our season and how crazy it's been. We started off getting absolutely battered by Brentford, 4-1 at their ground. Then we went to Brighton. Brighton gave us a hammering. Cristiano Ronaldo was still at the club. We had him do interviews with Piers Morgan, left, right, and centre because he wasn't playing anymore. He left the club. Our strikers got injured half the way. We signed Wout Weghorst to help us out. We have been through the ups and downs, and we've picked up a trophy on the way, and we have finished on our highest points, joint highest with Jose Mourinho since Sir Alex Ferguson. Ten Hag has had a nightmare to deal with he's actually done
What?
a pretty decent
Ten
job.
Hag got
so
81
far.
points, did he?
I swear Mourinho got 81, bruv.
No, first season.
Wow.
So yeah, honestly, I don't know how we've done it, but we've done it. We're here, finished third,
Listen.
got a trophy and all that stuff. So I can't
One-
complain.
Man United have needed a coach, yeah. No, I think they've got one in it. I mean, okay, let me not disrespect Mourinho and that, but need someone a cool, calm head. You don't need a hot head, bruv. Right? You know what I'm saying? Now,
It's been
obviously, since Ferguson, you can see Ferguson go mad, but there was never any internal, apart from if a player messed about. But I think now you've got someone with sense now, who's not gonna cause bare wahala for no reason, just for, let him back him, get the players in once, and let's
Thing
see
is, I
what
don't
we do
know.
next
I
season.
don't know if we're going to back him, and that's my biggest
Ah,
worry.
The Glazers, hey, listen, the Glazers are gonna mess
That
you
is my
up.
biggest
Have they
worry.
not already?
The Glazers are gonna mess up Man United.
When he was talking about signings in general,
Sorry, breaking news for that ass. Sheffield Wednesday have made it to the championship. Come on.
There's football on.
Oh, there was playoff
It's
action.
the
my
league
friend.
one playoff.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out Luton, bruv.
Oh, we'll get there
Shout
soon.
out.
We will
shout
get there
out
soon. We'll
Luton.
get there soon.
Shout out Luton, blood. I need to go to
Oh,
that
God.
stadium, blood. I need to
Allow
go.
me, man. Have you been to Luton? Flipping hell. Oh.
Where to next?
Yeah, so let's get into like our top 4 predictions at the start of the season of where they were
Hey!
and where we've landed, because
Hey.
it's been one hell of a season. Okay, so it's been
Now-
the longest season ever.
Structurally, how do we want
Yes.
to do this? Should I
So
go
what's the predictions? What were the topics?
So first of all, let's just talk about the top 4. Let's just talk about
Okay.
that one.
Yeah.
I want to know how to do it. Should we go through first, who everyone picked first, second, third, or I could just show on the screen? I've got
Person by person.
Well, I've got a graphic with everyone's.
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
run
Okay.
it.
Run the graphic.
Then we're just gonna but then we'll go
Wait.
through it together. We'll go through it together.
Yeah.
So we'll start at the top and then go down. So don't start reading ahead, yeah?
Yeah, don't read ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read the head anyway, so don't.
This guy, look at him.
Don't react ahead. We'll talk about it together.
We're talking about top 4. I said, hey, look, the first sacking, blood. Look what they
Yeah.
said.
Now you're like, oh yeah, Peter, why did you say this? No, wait
Why
till we
you
get
say
there.
that,
Wait
Brad?
till we get
Wait
there.
there, cuz.
Oh, it's a howler. It's going to be a howler.
But it's
Hey, it's a
howlers.
howler.
It's howlers.
It's howler.
There's howlers.
Especially there's like a person who was mentioned that I was like, I did not know they managed in this league this year. Like, I can't believe it. But yeah, go ahead, Oscar.
I'm having an issue again.
Technical
I can't make
difficulties.
it large.
No, you just zoom in.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
then you
on
can't-
the mouse pad, you just got to
Hey,
separate.
let's not start this again, blood.
I know, right? Flipping hell.
Let's not start this
Flip
again.
me. Oh,
Okay,
dear,
okay.
dear.
I've got it to a decent size. Let me know if you can all see this.
Hey, blood, relax, bruv.
I'm glad. No, I'm glad you're
Child.
getting it now. I'm
You
glad Oscar's getting
child.
it. Oh,
You
Oscar's is
child.
a great graphic. Oh, I'll tell
Yeah,
you
I'm a
what.
graphic man. I'm a graphic
Oh,
man.
this is tremendous, John.
Let's
This is tremendous.
start with the man himself at the top, AD Guns. All right. So he went with City to win the league, correct? Liverpool to finish second. You're having a laugh, mate.
Stinker.
You're having a laugh.
Wow.
He then
Spurs.
third, no Champions League for Spurs. this
Tottenham
season.
Hotspur.
And Chelsea in fourth. Now, Adrian, I don't know what you have to say on this, but your whole 3 to 4 did not make Champions League football.
Oh my days.
Adrian, you went.
It looks horrific in the night. It's absolutely car
Honestly.
crash of a prediction.
Mate,
I don't know if I had a zoot in my hands while I was picking this, but boy,
big man, hey, blood.
Disgraceful.
Brother.
All right, moving on to David. We had the same front two. Manchester City winning the league. Liverpool coming second. Chelsea in third. And Spurs in fourth.
I didn't even back my team, bruv. I've had a stinker, blood.
Yeah.
I didn't back my team, blood.
Yeah, it's a
I have to
stinker.
apologize. I apologize. Hey,
That's a good point. That's a good point. Endo said, "Why is David laughing at Adrian when theirs is the same?" Oh, he's
listen, I'm laughing at everyone, bruv. I've had a
Now we laugh.
stinker.
the same.
I didn't back my team, blood.
Moving on to Ernest. Ernest ain't here, but he put Liverpool to win the league.
Liverpool.
That's a stinker. That is horrendous.
Do you know what? It's so funny. I remember coming on the pod at the start of the season where Ernest makes the prediction of Liverpool winning the league, and then I came on. Do you remember? I came on late. I can't remember what I was doing, and I said, "Man, someone has just signed Erling Haaland, and are predicting they will not win the league that year." Like I remember thinking, "This is madness."
You have to remember the idiotic talk about Erling Haaland before this season started. Robin, I'm sure you remember what people were saying. Oh, Bundesliga tax. We don't know.
Bundesliga's tax.
Pep system. Oh, can they play with a 9? What?
He scored a brace on his first day, didn't he?
People were talking out of their.
To be fair, I think. Do you remember this show might have been after the Community Shield where Liverpool versus City, right?
And I think Nunez versus Haaland.
Did Liverpool win?
Nunez did his thing, yeah.
Liverpool won, didn't they? And I remember like Haaland missed like sitters and stuff like that.
I came and said on this podcast, Haaland missed the sitter and it hit the bar, and he laughed after missing the sitter.
Bro,
that man is scoring 30 league goals. He's scoring 30.
Damn.
Man said, you are disrespecting the league, predicting Haaland's gonna get 30. But talk to your fan. Your fan jinxed your season, blood, for that nonsense talk, blood. What's his name?
Oh, Rory Jennings.
Rory. Yeah, blood.
Yeah, like you can't just come in here. Tradition. You can't just come in this league. Yeah, Harry Kane with Mo Salah. he turned full Brexit, like English league, bro. You don't just arrive.
Coming here, scoring all them goals.
He was talking about Mo Salah. It's disrespectful to the establishment.
Establishment. That guy is funny.
What do you mean establishment?
Okay,
guy,
moving on to my predictions. Exact same as Adrian. City winning the league, Liverpool second, Chelsea third, and Spurs in fourth. Again, third to fourth. My whole top four was wrong. Yeah.
Wow.
Shocking. I think the least surprising of that is probably like Spurs. Spurs were actually closest to what I thought. Okay, PR, you were the only person to put Manchester United in your top four. You had Man City winning the league, Liverpool second, Chelsea third, and Manchester United in the correct position.
He didn't back his team though.
In the correct position.
United finished third. Remember, they finished third on the last day. That's what I said. Because that's why I was started at the beginning of the segment. I was like, how's Newcastle let this one go? Like they were right there.
We finished 4 points ahead. 4 points ahead, my friend.
You didn't back your team, blood.
I didn't back my team either.
I didn't think we had the top four best squad in the league. I just didn't think we had it. But you lot, man. Anyway, we'll get onto it after.
No, but we all, mate. We was at the beginning of the season, blood.
I got two teams in the top four. Okay,
you did.
That's more than I can say for some.
He's got two teams in the four, but so too does Robin, who's got Manchester City winning the league, Liverpool, Spurs. Second and third, and then Arsenal. The only Arsenal pick in the top four was by Robin. That is mad.
Yeah,
I remember at the start because I was like, after the howler last season, I said no. Ten Hag has a mountain to climb, and I just thought, he's got much more to do than these teams.
I'm very surprised that you have Arsenal ahead of United. That is like I always expect Robin to back his team, even if he knows it's like this. There's a slim chance of this, but like he would throw him in there just for the sake. But you people, Robin, Ernest, and Adrian, Spurs in the top four is one problem I have, but third,
that's a stinker still.
I told you.
I think Spurs is the least of the stinkers.
I told you, man. Spurs
is the least of the stinkers.
No, do you know why? No. Do you know what? Because like Liverpool and Chelsea had nightmares, whereas I feel like with Spurs, it wasn't necessarily a nightmare, but this was coming.
But guys, no, can I tell you why it wasn't coming? Because if these guys just held it and didn't sack Conte, they'd be in the top four right now.
Say that again.
If they held it and didn't sack Conte, they'd be in the top four.
I'll take my L against Aston Villa. But
now you'll take it.
You need to give me as in I had no choice.
Now
right?
you take it.
But let me tell but what I want from you all, give me my W on Antonio Conte. I want my dub. I want my dub.
If you're W, when he got sacked.
I said to you, he will not make May. Man, them said, nah, Peter, you're chatting. The guy left. Like he wasn't even sacked. He just left. He dressed the team down.
He got on a Ryanair flight, and I said, "Gangster."
Bruv,
He said, "I'm
he
not. I
dressed.
don't care."
You know that long 5-minute voice note before you basically called it quits. You sent a voice note where you know you can't return. I can't come back to the house after sending such filth. Like that's it. He literally. I said to you, the reason why Tottenham will not be in the top 4 is because he will not be the manager. The only way they get in the top 4 is if they have Antonio Conte and they sack the brother. And bare people thought that he should have been sacked. Nonsense.
Okay.
Nonsense.
Yeah. So that was your top 4.
Oh.
I want to go through some of the people in the comments. I see Endo in here. So Endo, you're talking to other people, but let's have a look at yours. Endo said City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs. So similar, very, very similar.
Right.
4. We also had Baraka, who said City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs, the exact same. We had Lola, who said City, Liverpool, Spurs, Chelsea. So a lot of the same teams.
Lola, you went for 3rd.
Yeah, Lola put Spurs in 3rd.
Graceful acts.
Assad said Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham. A lot of Tottenham in the top 4. Now, there is one other person who actually had Arsenal in the top 4. SW6 said Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Arsenal.
Wow. Liverpool, City. Wow.
Taha says you don't have mine. Alhamdulillah. Miraj says I don't have Mirad's predictions. Yes, someone's got background noise. I don't know who it is. I can hear myself talking twice.
Who's had Arsenal at the top?
Yeah, I think it was you, David. But no worries.
My bad.
Mirad says, Oscar, did I give you my prediction? I don't have yours written down. So
go back to the first pod of the season because Oscar started. Because Oscar started reeling off people's comments.
No, because when we gave our predictions, people in the comments were giving theirs. So
yeah.
The comments ones. Like,
yeah.
If you didn't comment on that day, you might have commented the week after. But I don't have those ones from the week after. Do you know what I'm saying?
At least we know what we're doing for the start of next season as well. We'll get a lot more people's viewing on this.
Yeah, so I've got Baraka, Lola.
We got to do a point system as well. We got to do a point system next season because, like, me and Robin obviously are tired because we've got 2 out of the 4 teams in there, right? But then it's like, okay, so where do we go from here? Like, surely, like wherever Spurs finish, Chelsea finish, Liverpool finish, you have to get like deducted points.
Yeah, you have to.
That kind of thing.
It's probably a top 6 now.
I think Ernest should be deducted for 5 because Liverpool winning the league is just crazy.
Liverpool winning the league and Spurs 3rd. He has to have a double points finish there.
You can't say a team's going to win the league and they don't get top 4. That's crazy.
That's actually hilarious. All right, Oscar, what's the next round you got?
Okay, for this one we don't need to share screen anymore.
Oh, you sold it to us.
Sorry, I have no more graphics. That was it.
Right.
That was it. I'm sorry. So the next one was the first Premier League sacking. Ooh. Now, as we all know, the manager who officially got sacked first was Scott Parker. Which proved to actually be the correct decision. But it was a correct decision that nobody on this panel predicted. So let's have a look at what you guys said.
Nobody said Scott Parker.
No, I know exactly who I said.
Nobody said. So Adrian, do you remember who you said?
Absolutely, it would have been the Wolves manager because Wolves are horrific at the end of last season. They had no striker coming into this season, and I said, you know what? There's no chance in hell he's making it. I actually would have thought that Wolves might have been in a relegation battle had they have kept this man.
Yeah,
Bruno Lage is who is referring to.
David,
Bruno microscopic now.
So Bruno Lage or Bruno Medium, as I used to call him, he got a sack. So technically, it's not a bad one, but he's not first.
I was surprised he got sacked. You know,
who did I say, bro? I can't remember.
Do you want to hazard a guess?
I actually remember. It was a good shout. Yeah, it was a good shout.
Did I go Southampton manager?
You went Ralph Hass.
That is exactly what I went.
What?
As the first man gone. Now, Robin, Ernest, and Peter all went for the same person. Robin, do you remember what it was?
There's only one.
It was
What's it again? I
Brendan.
thought I said Ralph. But I
There's a
can't
no.
remember.
There's a home banker, Rubinho. There's a home frigging banker where
So
when
many
you
people
wake up,
fired this season.
yeah, so many, right? And to be fair, the season's been this long that you don't even think this manager managed this club at this time.
Robin,
Like, that's
I put
how
you like
long it's
this. This person had grounds to get sacked twice this season.
We'll beat you at home. We'll beat you away. Stop crying, Frank Lampard.
Oh, turn it down.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
He survived relegation last season by the skin of his teeth, if that even makes sense.
Yeah.
And then he went again and then sacked. And he should have been sacked at Chelsea as well. Absolutely, AD. Bang on. Frank Lampard, by the way.
I was the same as David. I also had Ralph Hasenhüttl as the one to go down. When it comes to people in the comments, I only have two, but Endo predicted Brendan Rodgers. Endo said Brendan would be the first man sacked. So he saw the the Leicester downfall happening. He saw it happening.
Wow.
And then
so in fairness to all of us though, we all got somebody who got sacked. We all got them.
SW6 also said Ralph Hasenhüttl, who was obviously sacked. Okay, now the next part is only for us, the panelists who answered this question. But this was a player from their own team that needed to rise within the season. Needed to rise to the occasion to show them, you as in the panelists and the crowd, the world, that they're worth the money they're paid, basically.
Right.
Adrian, do you remember who your player was? Adrian's got good memory, so I'm sure he remembers.
Yeah, absolutely, number 17.
I think he's done it.
Curtis Jones.
I think he did rise.
Yeah, he rose. The ship had already sunk, but he rose. You know what I mean? He rose.
Curtis Jones.
Okay, moving on to David. You remember this one, right?
Of course, it has to be Jesus.
He said JG9. So did JG9 rise to the occasion?
At the start, he did, but then he fell off.
Because what you wanted was a guy that's going to be the
Leng man. The Leng man.
After last week, I can't hear Leng man any other way. But that's what you wanted. JG9. That's what you called him, JG9, because it was like you need to be the number 9.
Yeah, you need to be number 9.
Do you guys want to laugh?
Go on.
No.
Robin, who is your player that needed to rise?
Flip say.
I swear it was Tony Marshall.
It was not Tony Marshall.
Then it's the other one.
It's even worse. It's Donny Van de Beek.
Donny Van de Beek. Yeah. He got injured. Yeah, that's horrible.
Good.
What? Oh my God, Donny Van de Beek. Where is he now?
Finding injury.
He's got
season-defining injury.
So he's not been on loan or nothing. He's just at United.
No, he got injured for the rest of the season in October, so it took him out. So he got a dirty tackle.
Wow.
Wow.
Dirty
tackle.
Dirty tackle.
United have got people in their books.
Man.
So Robin had Van de Beek.
It's unfair though, because he's been gone for the whole season. But I can't
that's the thing. I just thought he's on loan. I thought he's just like
he got
when you had Butner.
Season defending. His knee went. He gone. So
it was another Butner, bro. I thought
they had his daddy, and it didn't work out for him. That's quite sad, man.
And the Britney, wow.
Ernest said his knee went backwards. Ernest, you need to speak on Anthony Martial because you asked him and he didn't rise.
That's just the receipt. You have to go back to the shop
with level that you asked for him for.
So
this moving on to me. I think there was a comment earlier. Tahar says Oscar said Kai Havertz. Oh my goodness!
Did you?
Yes, I said Kai Havertz had to rise. Has to. We spent 70 million on this guy. He had to rise this season. 3rd season in the Premier League. Worst season in the Premier League. Get out. If he goes tomorrow, I don't shed a tear. I don't say what if. I don't want him back. The guy is useless, bro.
I wouldn't even know.
He's not a 10. What are you? What position does Kai Havertz play?
I don't know.
He's an Gashi.
You
What
tell
was I
me,
gonna say?
cuz.
Etrapista.
A shadow striker.
Get this guy out of my club. Taha agrees with me. Get this guy out of my club. Get this guy out of my club.
Killer cat.
Get him out.
Killer
Get him out.
Killer.
We'll take your Champions League goal memories. Thank you very much for that. But move on. Yeah, Ernest has been on Havertz since first season. I respect it, but when I asked you about Martial, you didn't say anything.
It's pending.
No, you speak about Martial because you were on Martial from season 1 too, but for different reasons. Come on, man. Let's make it fair. We have to admit, Chelsea fans, we've been done when it comes to Havertz. We've been done. The guy's not who we thought he was. And maybe that's our fault. Maybe our club is not the club to mature a player. But
yeah, you know, at this point, yeah, law of averages. All of these forwards can't be crap.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Chelsea's got something brewing on their pitch, man. Flip me.
So when I asked what Havertz's position is, Taha said he's an off-the-shoulder creator, playmaker 10. According to Johnny, he's a free roaming, gun leaning 8.
That's a disgrace. That's a disgrace.
In all seriousness, I wonder if he was like, you know, he's been caught in this little mire where, you know, do you remember when we used to have number 10s and actual number 10s, and now the way football formations have changed into the 4-3-3, so like the number 10 position is really is in jeopardy at the minute because. You know, because you can't do an 8 role because you're a 10, and you know, so therefore, you know, I'm wondering if that's because I feel that's what happened like with the Mesut Ozils of this world, for example, like a player that in a 10, not many match him, and yet now couldn't find a club because of the position he plays.
Nobody uses it. Yeah, because I feel like with players like Havertz as well, like the ambiguity washes away an awful lot of sin. Because when I ask for numbers, when I ask how many goals has he scored, yeah, but he's not a striker. All right, cool. Where's his assist? Yeah, but he's not a main creator. Okay, so what's he there for then?
He's so bad at everything. He's not even got good link up. Like
link up, quick.
All I could ask for is link up. He's nothing. He's not quick. He's like lanky, but he's not strong. Crazy. We spent way too much time on Havertz. Peter, do you remember who you wanted to rise from the ashes? And it's a disgraceful one, but I want you to speak on it.
Okay, so if it's a disgraceful one, then I know which one I'm leaning towards. Because my two options I had in my head, I think I might have mentioned Aaron Ramsdale, but if not, I think I mentioned Martin Ødegaard. Is that correct?
Oh yeah,
you are a disgrace. And Lola asked for the same thing, and you're both disgraces because look who Martin Ødegaard is. Your best player.
Yeah, but that can't be a disgrace if we want him to rise. That doesn't make sense. Yeah. He rose. That doesn't make sense.
He was at your club for half a season. He wasn't even here.
And he was mid.
He did a year and a half, and it was mid.
Bro, Ødegaard was that guy, bro. Ødegaard was that guy.
A year and a half, and it was mid. As I said to you, as I always keep saying, he's a 10-year-old boy. He was a 10-year-old boy playing in a men's football pitch. So the limitations were there, and we didn't get enough.
If you want me to be uber critical, where was he away from home away at the Big Six all season? Where was he? Show me him.
I hear you. I hear that.
To be uber critical.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that, bro. Obviously, he did well against Spurs away this season, and he did well against Newcastle, right? There are games. Don't get me wrong. This season, like he's definitely stepped up to the plate. I mean, he's got 15 Premier League goals. Okay, like hello, like you know, Arsenal.
How many did he get last season?
God knows. I can't remember. Okay. I can't remember. Why would I remember those numbers? Okay.
You remember these ones?
It's right now. Like, it's happening. It's happened right now.
Guys, this was a player that came on loan, yeah? And the beginning of a new season, you guys were screaming at him, oh, you have to rise it. Look at all the other players we've mentioned.
Oscar, wait there. Oscar.
Hold on. All the other players in this list, Havertz, Martial, Van de Beek, players that had failed, yeah?
But Oscar
hadn't failed.
I think you're forgetting Oscar. I think you're forgetting Oscar. Right. That Ødegaard, Ødegaard's going to walk into his 4th season at Arsenal. For whatever reason, you're calling him 1.5 year, but he's played 2 full seasons at Arsenal and had a half season. Like let's remember.
Wait, what?
Let's remember exactly, and that's why I feel now. I get why I get your kind of your passion for it, because I'm thinking, no, he forgets lockdown Ødegaard. when he joined for 6 months, and then he forgets we've had a whole season of him last year.
But was he not good last year?
Last year, he honestly, like Saka ran the show for us last year. It was really like the Saka, Smith Rowe. It was them two. They were running the show for us last year, right? And then this year, he's definitely among the boys. Like with Saka and Martinelli, he's definitely been a very good player. And but he wasn't that last year. The Odegaard we've got this season they're not the same player. They're not the same player. Now he actually looks like a bit more stronger. He looks like he can hold up his own. He is Arsenal's playmaker. He is Arsenal's captain.
Just say what you wanted, man. You just
and he spoke.
Now he's great.
He spoke. Relax, man. 7 assists as well this season.
He had 40 year prior.
Huh? Okay. I'll look for the year prior as we move on.
The season prior, he scored 7 goals and got 4 assists in the league. This season, 15 goals and 7 assists.
7 assists. Yeah, fantastic.
That's gargantuan difference.
I can't knock that against him. But we needed him to thingy. We needed him to rise. Absolutely.
Oscar's face when the realization dawns that he should be clipped up. Hey, clip me up, man. If you're gonna clip me. There's worse takes on this podcast. There's worse.
What else have we got?
On a bi-weekly basis.
What else have we got?
On an hourly basis.
Endo says Odegaard was good in spurts last year. This season became far more consistent. Still talking about Coutinho. Who's asking about Coutinho? Lola, Pete, you weren't alone. Lola was also on the Odegaard train. She was also trying to get rid of Odegaard. And the next one is the final one, and it's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. It was team to watch. So this was a team that we thought was gonna, outperform their expected performances.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Adrian has had a stink.
No, 2024.
It's also funny. Wait, just
2024.
2024.
Adrian, tell us who your team to watch was.
What was it, Southampton?
It was Southampton.
How?
That's horrendous.
No, we'll be back. We'll be back. They'll cook in the championship.
That's outrageous.
Remember, I've seen the raw ingredients. I've seen it all. Lavia. By the way, when I said this, I had Lavia in my mind. I had a couple other youngsters in my mind. Don't worry, we'll be back.
This undercooked raw meat team.
The cow is still moving.
Yeah, the heart was still beating, man. For Philip's sake, just a bunch of youths, blood. Like, what was Philip Schofield the manager? Leave. Got next one. Or Ralph Harris. Top 4, baby. Let's go. Let's go. That's freaking
crazy.
But yeah, Southampton is a crazy one, by the way.
Okay.
David, I'm a madman. God forgive me.
David, do you remember who your team to watch was?
No, I don't remember. Who did I say?
Oh, it's a fantastic pick. He's gone for Newcastle United.
He's hit the back of the net with that one. He's hit the back of the net with that one.
It's a fantastic pick. It's a fantastic pick. Okay.
That's the best you could go.
Yeah.
Once again, Robin and Ernest went for the same pick, the same team. Robin,
I don't remember.
Do you remember what you went for?
No.
The comments are just still reeling over what Peter said.
Listen, it's the bumper end season podcast, cuz you're getting the end of the Premier League season right now.
Well, you've been like that all year. as if you only put it out now.
Endo said David's already won with that prediction. We're gonna see.
Oscar, like when Isak gave the assist against Everton. That's what David done. I'm not gonna lie. He's pulled it out of the bag.
We're gonna see what comes up next. Caesar says he said Palace, which is correct. Robin and Ernest both said Palace as their team to watch, which is not a bad shout. No. And they haven't been great. But
they had a lethargic end to the season.
Yeah, they've just been there. It's not crazy to think Palace could have a breakout season. Do you know what I mean? Now, guys, I cooked Adrian for safe. But I'm not going to cook myself, so I need somebody to cook me.
What did you say?
Hey, AD's memory is fantastic. The fact that you even have this in the cranium is mental.
Leeds.
Leeds. Oh,
He saw a couple of Americans. I don't know what he was thinking. He saw Aronson, he saw Weston
club
McKennie.
full of Americans. A club full of Americans. I picked. No.
Leeds. Oh my days.
No. I picked Jesse Marsh is what I was believing in. Watching the season. But in fairness to him, he's actually had a major upgrade this season.
Where is he?
As in, he used to live in Leeds. Now he doesn't live in Leeds anymore. So that's great.
Oh.
Nah, for real, bro.
Says, if Oscar was cooking, we'd all get his salmon at
Damn.
Bro,
I said Leeds. Oscar, what was it? What was it?
Do you know what's mad? I cook Leeds every week on this podcast. It's me
Every
that-
week.
So
Every week.
why did I think they were going to be good? I don't understand.
The amount of times you said that they are garbage today.
No.
Well, you know, it's just like it's like Tourette's. He was just saying they're garbage. They are
Leeds
awful.
garbage. Because you lot keep telling me they're going to win games. So I'm just
I know.
Peter, do you remember the team that you said is a team?
Do you know the irony? Do you know the irony? I think I said somebody like Aston Villa. I bet I said someone like that. The irony. The irony of all the season.
Aston Villa would have been an interesting one. I think you've had a successful shout here. He said Arsenal.
Oh, give it to me!
This guy.
Give it to me! The Arsenal FC.
That's a W. That's a W.
That's
But
a
however,
W.
I have to.
That's a W with an asterisk. I can't.
Yeah,
Lie.
it's
Oh,
You back it on team.
you know why it's an asterisk? You know why it's an
That's him.
asterisk? Because you put Arsenal as the team to watch, but you didn't put them in your top four. How does that?
Didn't mean we weren't playing nice and silky?
Oh,
Didn't
get
mean
out.
We'll play nice.
That's a cop out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
How is
cop
that a
out answer.
cop-out
That's what it
answer?
feels like.
How is it a cop-out answer?
What do you
Imagine.
mean? Hang on a minute. What are we watching? A team's objective is to qualify for the Champions League, but they won't make the top four. What am I watching?
Yeah, what we hit? What's that to watch?
I should have we should have flagged it on the day.
That's it.
don't get mad because of us. Don't hate the player. Don't hate the player.
We're gonna be
Expect it,
queuing up
expect
to watch you meet expectations. Yeah. I said, man, they must say Leeds stuff happening.
No, because you know, like if you're not top four in it,
Crazy. Oh,
yeah, Leeds and Southampton is a
Leeds
stinker.
Southampton is crazy.
It's an absolute
my
stinker.
goodness. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was our.
Great predictions. Those are some great predictions.
We had a
We're
lot
gonna-
of fun with that one, man. Oh.
We'll do that again at the start of the season in August.
One went from not believing they won't make top four to believing they win the league. Oh,
Oh!
Now, Peter, what changed your mind?
Well, I couldn't find Liverpool. I couldn't find Chelsea. Tottenham were nowhere to be seen. I was rolling with Newcastle in the top four. You know what I'm saying? I have to believe something. Like my things change, innit? Option, you know, your expectations change. Your goals change during the course of the season. That's all. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Okay.
Oscar, where to next?
you're asking me. You just disappeared. Okay, I didn't know the ball was in my court. What else is there to discuss, ladies and gentlemen? What happened this weekend? Awards of the week. Oh,
Awards of the season.
It's Super Awards of the season, no?
yeah, it's awards of the season.
No, awards of the season. I don't know where he's gone.
Haaland takes everything, mate.
I think Haaland takes everything. So I think what we should do is forward of the season, midfielder of the season, defender of the season, goalkeeper of the season. What do you think?
Manager of the season as well, and then that's that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do we start?
Should we start forwards and just get it out of the way?
Haaland.
Erling Haaland.
Braut, the beast Lesnar Haaland. is player of the season.
The beast.
The beast incarnate.
The beast. They doubted the beast. They saw the beast in flipping Austria. They said, nah, it's not beastly enough. They saw him in Europe. They said, nah, it's not enough.
Germans.
They saw him in Germany. They said, Bundesliga tax. They tried to tax the beast.
Imagine. He
Against
with a
Burnley,
landslide.
It's like 36 goals. Like it was nothing. It was
Blood
easy.
fire.
It was
In his
easy.
first year.
And Oscar, do you know what's so crazy? It's shocking it wasn't 40.
Should have been.
It should have been 40.
Freak.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, he's a freak for sure.
Shout out to Harry Kane though, but unlucky.
Yeah, shout out to Harry Kane, unlucky. Shout out to Ivan Toney, unlucky. Shout out to Callum Wilson, who got 18 Premier League goals this season, unlucky. That's all we got to say about that. Okay, midfielder of the season. This is tough. And when we say midfielders, does this include wingers? Should we have a separate one for wingers?
I thought wingers were part of the forwards.
Yeah, I
Okay. Oh, okay, fine. I'm with you. Okay, cool.
There's no winger though that's been outstanding. What, Saka? That's it.
Saka and
Saka and
Martinelli.
Rashford.
Saka,
And
Martinelli,
Rashford.
Rashford.
No, to be fair, like Rashford, Saka, Martinelli, they've been superb this season.
Can't stop it.
They have been. No,
As
they have
wingers,
been.
yeah.
They have been
Of
as wingers.
course.
They're definitely the best of the lot.
Yeah,
Across the course of a season.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think so.
Adrian,
I think so. Even if you're good 7 months of the 10, it's still 7. You know what I mean? Like you're still good, man.
Adrian, how do you feel like none of these guys mentioned Salah? None of them said Salah.
Oh, of course, yes, Salah
No,
as
you
well.
can see, you can argue Salah too.
I don't think we should argue Salah. It wasn't a good.
I can't believe he scored 30 goals this season.
19 in the league.
19, didn't get 20.
I mean, that's crazy.
People are crying over that Rashford 17.
No, but it's just that.
I'm gonna be real. It just shows the level and what we expect.
But also the impact he's had. Like United finished third at the end of the season. Like take Rashford's contributions.
Yeah, that's a great point.
United should not like okay, I predicted them to be in the top 4 because I thought the squad was good enough. It had Ronaldo at the time and whatnot, right? Like you take Rashford away from the United side that you have been watching all season, man.
Did you know?
He's helped it. He's helped it.
Did you know he scored more than all the other forwards combined? Did you know that?
I had no idea of that, and I rest my case on that statement there.
Okay,
midfield of the season.
Midfielder. Okay, suggestions from the crowd. Endo says Rodri.
Tell you what,
De Bruyne.
very important.
Alice says Kevin De Bruyne.
Kevin of Brown.
Kevin
I
De
think
Bruyne.
Bruno Guimaraes should get a shot.
Bruno Guimaraes.
Odegaard should get a shout.
I think Odegaard should win it.
It's tough. I don't know if he should win it. Thing is with Bruno, you know what annoys me about De Bruyne? Yeah, I feel like. Did anybody feel this? Like there was a moment in the season where then he kind of arrived and turned it on.
Yeah.
And then became De Bruyne that we've become accustomed to. Whereas I feel like throughout the whole season, I feel like people like Odegaard in terms of like the consistency over time.
Yeah.
I feel like they've probably contributed in more months of the season, let's say.
We've spoken about this in recent weeks. I think the strength of Manchester City's squad means they don't rely on a small amount of players all the time. So when those players do come up and then start dominating and actually winning their team games and really playing like themselves, we almost act as though they've been doing it all season when they haven't. Kevin De Bruyne has been excellent though. Kevin De Bruyne has broke the assist record. Sorry, he hasn't broken it, but he's the highest assister. Season says he does this every year.
Sure.
If he was in a team where, we know it, when Saka dropped that dip, we've all said Saka was one of the best wingers. When he dropped that dip of form, we noticed. When Rashford drops that dip of form, I'm the one, criticizing him. We notice it straight away. When some of these players, drop, there's another player that comes up and wins in the game. So that's an interesting one.
Yeah, KDB is clutch. Like he comes up. I remember last season he scored 4 away at Wolves.
Yeah.
Oh,
He just
I remember that. Makes it happen. He's like, right, the league's on the table. Let me go get it.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. My vote will be. My vote is going to be Martin Odegaard. Let's get voting.
No shouts for McAllister or a Casado or
no.
Not number one. No, not number one. Sadly.
Yeah, I won't lie. I'll give it to Odegaard. I won't lie.
I'm leaning towards Odegaard. I feel like I may have missed somebody, but I'm leaning towards Odegaard.
So that's 3 Odegaards. What about you two, Robin and Adrian? Sorry.
I don't know what. I just think because he was close to breaking it, I actually thought he'll break it this season, and he's just been outstanding. I'm still going Kevin De Bruyne. I just think it's just been fantastic season
I'm
from
not
him.
mad at that.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm not mad either.
I'm going Rodri, man. I think like he's a bit of an unsung hero, and what he does is he makes it click, and we'll only realize it when he's gone. I'm going Rodri.
Rodri's a great player, but yeah, Martin Odegaard gets the vote. Funny enough, interesting. Defender of the year. Wow.
I'm torn here. I've got two in mind.
I have no idea where to go with this.
I had one, but he went down.
I think there's one that went down.
Well, so but I've got another one. Who
went down that should be in this list?
In the docket.
I think Sven Botman has a massive shout in this season. Newcastle had like the best defense for like the majority of the season. They were really good.
I don't know why I pulled that face. He's definitely in the conversation. I just don't think he's number one.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know who I think has been the best defender, like pound for pound?
I've got one. Yeah, you go for yours.
What they have brought to their team would have to be Kieran Trippier.
Oh,
big shout.
Trips is a great shout.
I'll take your Kieran Trippier and I'll raise it with Nathan Ake.
Wow, Nathan Ake, number one.
Bro, I think when you look at the guy's versatility, I think a bit of it is a bit of a sob story because of the fact that he was essentially a castaway at Man City. Then things weren't going well for the team. Then Pep brought him back in, and he's like, right, I'm going to stop doing the attacking fullback thing, back to basics, defensive fullbacks. And I think Nathan Ake has been stellar. Like he shut down a lot of his oppositions. He's had that versatility and a half at times as well. And ultimately, he's a big part of his team getting the league title over the line.
See,
yeah, that was my one. Saliba would have been my one, but he was So
the Saliba. If you look at the top four and look at the defenses, Man City and Newcastle finished joint first on the defense table. Yeah, the most goals conceded. Joint first. Wow. United and Arsenal finished joint second on goals conceded. So
how many goals?
Let me get the table up. I have it right here. So Man City and Newcastle both conceded 33 goals this year. And Arsenal, Manchester United conceded 43 goals this year. Exactly. So
43 is a lot.
43 is a lot.
Who's after them?
It is Aston Villa with 46 and Brentford.
What?
Aston Villa and Brentford. Yeah.
Villa and Brentford. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, how many goals did Chelsea concede?
Chelsea conceded 47.
Not that far.
That 4-0 thrashing really hurt us, man. United showed us, man. We're going to be
but even Brighton, you conceded 4 against them. That's just.
But what you call it? That's what I'm saying. If you look at the top four, being first and second, you can clearly point at the defenders. So you have Saliba, you have Lisandro Martinez, who already is my player. So it's a fantastic season for him. Man City, Ake, and even Newcastle, Botman. So I don't know who to give it to, if I'm very honest.
It's too tough. It's hard. Fabian Schär's probably got a shout as well. And the fact, you look at, Trippier is a great shout. Whoever pulled Trippier out there, it's a great shout.
Because of the assists as well.
The contributions going forward as well. I think personally, as you lot know, I think Gabriel had a better season than Saliba this season. And Saliba was, Saliba's no slouch.
Come on, the season's over. We can just be honest now.
No, I genuinely think, bro, bear this in mind, when you're Gabriel, all of a sudden you've got a top defender next to you on the right hand side, right, and then he goes down. He's the one holding the fort with Kivior and friggin' and the rest.
And how well did that fort stand?
Mate, he was a good. When you lot said pound for pound good defender, watch his individual performances. Gabriel's been brilliant this season. He's actually been brilliant this season.
Your best defender was Saliba. Your best defender was William Saliba.
He could have picked a hipster.
It's actually quite the opposite. It's actually quite the opposite.
I've got season to get the
Emirates. I think actually Gabriel was the one.
No.
Made Nah,
Listen,
come on, guys.
once
What
upon
are
a
we
time,
watching?
once upon a time, Gabriel, it's the shiny new toy syndrome. When he joined Arsenal, everybody was bum licking Gabriel. Do you remember when he
Because he
joined?
was your best defender at the
so, you
time.
know.
No one ever said
Listen.
Gabriel was the top
Yeah,
defender.
yeah, yeah.
Gabriel,
He didn't get us that.
Gabriel was already the best defender before he kicked the ball for Arsenal. Is what I'm saying. And then Saliba was the best
Listen.
defender. Come on,
Listen, no,
come
he
on,
wasn't.
come on.
Guys, Gabriel's
It's-
had a good season.
Saliba's
Gabriel's
the
had-
new Saliba's the new shiny toy, and he's had a
No,
great season.
No.
He's had a great season.
Pio, you're wrong. Saliba had an excellent season at Saint Etienne, yeah, and
Sure.
won a flipping Young Player of the Year award. He was coming into the Arsenal as that guy, and he came in and he dominated. Like, he led that back line. He was passing out from the back. He made your attack better. He made your defense more solid. He added the higher factor. Bro, Saliba's one of the best defenders in the Premier League this season. I don't know how we're getting Gabriel in this. I don't know how. Like,
I just think it's centre halves is about pairings. I think that at the end
yeah,
of
but
the day,
we're not asking for pairings right now. We're talking
no,
about
what I'm
the
saying
way we
is,
are.
I don't think Saliba was the best centre forward for Arsenal, centre half, sorry, for Arsenal this season. I genuinely think it was Gabriel.
That's
I
interesting.
genuinely think it was him, especially and even most improved because Gabriel did have a few slidey moments before,
He's a bozo. He's a-
and then we
You
get
know,
that comment.
do you remember that? There was that whole thing. Oh, he's got a bozo gene, and then it was like, no, actually, no, he's a
Yeah.
good centre half.
No, but he's a good centre half, and he has the bozo gene.
No, but again, I think that's overplayed. Like, how many times have we?
Is it? I call it
Anyway.
out every time it happens on this podcast.
Let's get to voting. I'm gonna go Sven Botman. Let's go.
Sven Botman.
I'm going Kieran Trippier. Every
Three
Every
Newcastle players right there. We say, three Newcastle
every
players.
Geordie will tell you it's Kieran. I'll tell you that much.
I'm going Nathan Ake.
Except for his wife.
Whoa.
Mm.
Okay. David.
I'll go Trippier.
Oh, it's 2-2. Trippier and Botman. We need a deciding vote there, mate. We need a deciding vote. AD, you gonna give us that deciding one if you had to choose one?
Absolutely. If it was of the two, then Kieran Trippier.
Kieran Trippier sneaks it in the back post. He gets the defender of the year on the Top 4 podcast. Goalkeeper of the year.
Can I say one quick fact on Kieran Trippier? When he left Tottenham Hotspur, not a single Tottenham fan missed that guy. He was really in a bad way at the time. Revived his career in Spain.
Yeah.
Came back to
Who
England.
replaced him at right back?
Huh?
Who replaced him at right back at Spurs?
Doherty?
No.
Aurier?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh yeah.
Just
Oh,
takes
yeah.
the edge.
But yeah, no, but like even
Wow.
when Trips, when he obviously did well in Atletico, he came to the England setup and everybody wanted everyone else to play but him. Like
Yeah,
he
Walker,
was never in
Trent.
favour.
Yeah.
He was never in favour.
Yeah. Do you remember?
And
It was
then-
looking like his career was winding down. He had the
Yeah, and he forced his way into a World Cup squad. Scored that free kick that we all remember. But yeah, great turnaround to his career. Hope it-
And he's a big man. He's like 33, I think.
Yeah, he's one of the elder statesmen in that group. I would say he's there was one show I was watching where they gave an award to the best elder statesman. So it was the best player over 30, and Trippier won that. And then it made me think about how good he's been this season.
Right. Goalkeeper of the season, because I need to get going. Goalkeeper of the season.
I think he should stay in the northeast.
Oh, Nick Pope.
Yeah, Nick Pope.
So-
Nick Pope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can have Pope.
Man,
I'll have Pope.
yeah. Nick Pope, yeah. I think you'd be hard pressed to go elsewhere. Yeah, I think Nick. And the thing is, like, yeah, I think Nick Pope, man.
I think Alisson's been sick, but I just think in totality, Liverpool season has been so poor. I think it would almost be egregious to put him in there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, Nick Pope, man. Yeah, Nick Pope is the goalkeeper of the year on the Top 4 podcast. Manager of the year before we wrap up and look forward to the cup finals.
Can I be honest with you? I think this is the most interesting category.
Yeah, there's a lot
Manager of the year.
Eddie Howe, mate.
It's Eddie Howe. It's not that tough.
It's not that tough.
No.
Peter, for some.
I just want to say something very quickly. I just want to say something real quick, yeah?
Are you going to say Mikel?
No, wait there. No, I wasn't going to even say Mikel. But, like, I remember on the podcast, people said that I said, I can't see Man City winning every game from whatever it was, whatever period of the season it was, like the final 12. And guess what, guys? I've been proven right yet again that Man City would not win all 12 games in a row. They drew and lost. And that's what I said.
It didn't matter anymore.
There's your
It didn't matter.
Premier League winners medal. There you go.
Mate, they
go.
received the medal, mate.
They already received the medal by the time it's happened.
I'm just saying. They won't win every game, and they didn't.
You know, they've got 2 finals coming up.
Sure, they do. Yeah. Listen, that's the fact. Facts.
That's a shameful take. That's a shameful take. Man.
I just wanted to just make it known. I just wanted to make it known.
You guys are crazy. People saying Emery in the comments, like, come on,
Yeah,
Emery's been fantastic.
He's a good shout.
It's not.
Listen, had Villa stayed with Gerrard, they could have been relegated.
No, he's done an amazing job. He's done an amazing job, but come on, not more than Eddie Howe.
Not more than Eddie Howe.
I wouldn't have Emery over Arteta on this list.
There's a lot of great managers. I mean, De Zerbi, Brighton should not be playing Europa League football under any circumstances, and they are.
Pep would get a shout. Gary O'Neill would get a shout.
For me, my manager of the year is Pep Guardiola. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think
it can be De Zerbi though.
No, maybe it can't be De Zerbi. He's not been there whether it's like long enough.
Not even that. Brighton regressed. Like Potter got sacked and they were 4th. Now they finished 5th.
Wow.
Nah, I'm joking.
How many games did Potter win for Chelsea? How many games did he win? You can count them in one hand. Fit me, man. Guardiola for me, because when the going got tough and it was stacked against him.
Good.
And the thing is, what's annoying with him though? The only thing I'll say that was annoying with him is that he was mucking around in defence when he had like Bernardo Silva at left back and whatever else, and the whole Akanji and Ake situation. And then at one point there was a game where he plays Diaz and Stones or Diaz and Laporte at centre half, and it was like the rest is history. And you're like flipping out. Like everyone could have told you that was the back 4 to play. But when they were staring down that kind of barrel, they beat Arsenal home and away. And like that, just fair play to them. Like at the end of the day,
how many points did they lose the league by?
Who?
Arsenal.
Oh, Arsenal lost the league by 5. 5 points.
There's one. I guess that's when the league was won.
There you go.
This was a low league. No one cracks 90 this year.
Funny, isn't it?
Yeah,
I love it, Adrian.
That's hilarious.
Also, the years that we miraculously don't crack 90.
It is what it is. It is what it is, man.
You're right.
Not that guy this season.
We needed you guys to put the pressure on and losing the last day. That's what we needed.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
A proper title.
Then we would have got 90. That would have been
Anyway.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, my pick is Guardiola. Come on, let's go. I need to get going.
Really?
And I said not that guy this season. I think Eddie Howe won it.
Oh, okay. No, okay. Eddie Howe. Right, fair enough.
Why would Eddie Howe be not that guy?
No. I'm saying we need to move to not that guy this season.
Yeah.
I have one. I have a nomination.
Go on.
Okay, so it's actually 2 people in a sense. One's the main person, and then he coerced another person to join him. So
I'm going to talk about Philip Schofield.
No.
Over there. I'm leaving that well. This is football rated. So this season on the Top 4 podcast, we've had ups and downs, left, right, and centre.
Whoa! I think this is going to be a panelist.
We've had people that didn't believe in their team. We had people that did believe in their team. We had people that said they're going to be champions. And we had people that said, honestly, that if we don't beat City this season, I don't know if we're going to win it again. We've all had howlers this season. However, at the start of the season, we had someone declaring that their team had already won the season. Champions elect, as far as I was saying.
No.
This person will say that every time in the comments, left, right, and center, every week going away. And he would not give it up.
I don't know.
No one's saying it so much so that he convinced one of our own Top 4 podcasts to join him in that session. we have seen from day, I can't even know if it was the second episode or the third episode, all the way up until the end of the season. And during that time, we tried to tell him that wait until City, wait until Liverpool, wait until that.
No, I said it. I said it.
I said it as well. I said it as well. Don't you worry, because I said I didn't believe. I got called out. One of our own panelists was banned from their own parades. That wasn't even happening.
Banned.
So,
no, Robin, I'm still banned next year.
You're still banned
Next year.
And what has happened at the end of the day? They left the Carabao Cup because they got bigger fish to fry. They left the FA Cup because they've got bigger fish to fry. Let the Europa League
in our hands.
because
This is
it's all
egregious.
in
They
their
lost the
hands.
way to City.
All the way in their hands. And they were banning their own flesh and blood. I am sorry. My nomination for not that guy of the season is Mirad and Peter Majuzzi for not that guy of the season.
As well.
Absolutely, they cannot get away with the madness that they did.
You're not that guy.
I was not allowed to buy stock. I'm not allowed to.
I love that one, you know.
No, guys. Every time
You keep that Nunez stuck all to yourself
No,
now.
Adrian, every time Arsenal fans leave the stadium, yeah, after a disgusting result, they all called fake Davids, man. That's what they all called, man.
Fake Davids. Oh, what a! Have you got a retort for that, David? Have you got anything? That's not that
I have
guy.
nothing, but
I think it's actually quite poetic to end it with that one. That one, I think it's only right. Listen, it's a stinker. It's a howler this season. I believed in my team, but you know what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyway, that people wraps up this week's Top 4 podcast. We will be back. It is the FA Cup weekend, isn't it? FA Cup final this
It's
weekend.
FA Cup. We've got the
when is
Europa
European
League final. We've got
Okay.
some other cups and all that going on.
Yeah.
And
FA Cup and Europa League are same day.
No, Europa League's
FA,
midweek.
so Europa's Wednesday,
With Wednesday.
and then we got
When's
FA
conference?
Cup. No, conference is next week. So Europa's first, then it's conference next week, and then it's Champions League
Weirdly,
final.
yeah.
I don't know why they've done that, but that's what they've
Why
done.
in that order? Yeah. So we'll be back talking FA Cup final, Europa League final, and any other shenanigans that goes on. Big up to Lucky and the gang. Big up to everybody that's been watching us all year. Hey, it's not over. We're still back next weekend, 8 o'clock. I've got to bounce. So until next week, people. Peace. Peace.